Hello everyone, Phoenix Knight here. Welcome to the channel, and welcome to a new playthrough on the channel. On this day in history, back in 1944, the Battle of the Bulge began in World War II. To commemorate the occasion, we've got a new game debut on the channel, as we are playing Lanzerath Ridge by DDG. Our goal in this one is to last through the attacker deck, which we've got in 4 stages up here. If our morale drops to 0, which I'll point out that track, that is up here on the board, we will lose the game. Well, the game will end probably in a loss, but that's just me guessing at that. So the game ends at the last turn of attack period 4. Scores based on the morale track value, intelligence value, and any other objectives that we're able to complete. So ideally, we want to survive the game. We are right now set up for the first attack period. I'm actually going to put these 2 laser pointers together. I've got a point laser pointer and a line laser pointer. There we are. So this is, of course, my line laser pointer that I use mostly for determining the line of sight in these war games. But let's jump in. Each turn begins with the attacker phase, so we'll resolve 3 cards from the attacker deck for stage 1. So our first card that we've got here is an assault. We place a leader. Looks like we place a leader on 1. Let's see what that does here. There are 4 types of attackers with the assault effect. Okay, place a corresponding assault counter. Placing assault counters is the key element. Place the assault counter. So, click to C. We'll either instruct you to place it on the 1, on one of the 1 to 6 die tracks. Corresponds to a defender combat position. So we need the leader to go. Where's the track? Okay, so it looks like we placed that probably here, I think. Looks like it. So just trying to make sense of this. Each track, after you place, okay, so when you reel a card with the assault effect, check to see where the counter is placed. They either instruct you to place it on the, or roll a die for one of those. Grenadier is, roll a 6-sided die and the result is 4. On a track ending with a 4 defender combat position, place the counter on the first space of the track. Okay, so it looks like these riflemen advance, if I'm understanding this correctly. Next track up is an MG42. Place or activate on, either place an MG42 counter or activate the MG42 if it's already in position. It is not in position, so we need an MG42. We'll place it on A. So that, and place the matching counter in the space. So it looks like we placed that, I think, right here. And that's if it's, so activate it when you reveal corresponding to a counter space that is occupied. Okay, so we don't have to worry about that. And our last card is another MG42, which is placing that out here. Okay. So, just double checking something here. Okay, so that was our 3 cards, which means now we get our actions. We've got 5 actions that we can take. So, we're going to look at our defenders and what we need to do here. We've got a couple of fences up as well that can help stop the attacks. Okay. When an assault counter reaches a fence token, stop their advance. Okay? Alright, so we probably need to clear out... I think we need to do something about this rifleman being right here. So to do that, we're going to roll dice equal to the defender's combat value. So we've got to make sure we've got line of sight, though. Let's see. Major action allows you to remove attacker counters from the board. Declare the defender that'll take the action and the counter that'll be the target of it. Roll the defender's combat value dice, and compare the result to the defense space. So it looks like we need to get it is equal to or greater. So we're going to have Fort, I think, attack this rifleman down here. He's got a D8 that he's going to be using for that. Got the D8 right here. So we'll give that a roll, and we need to get at least a 4. Which we do not. That's unfortunate. So he's acted. We'll have Bosch try his luck, trying to get rid of the same rifleman. He will not succeed either. Yikes. And I think they both had line of sight. Didn't they? I know there's something about explaining line of sight in here. It's always a little bit touchy. Oh, here we go. Counters of line of sight when they're in spaces with the same color and shape. Okay, so actually I don't think they had line of sight then. Defenders can in a combat position with a square can attack to a matching square. So these two wouldn't have been able to attack anyway, I don't think. And spaces with 2 symbols of line of sight to all spaces with corresponding symbols. Okay. So I don't think those two would have been able to attack anyway, now that I'm looking at this. It's not exactly... actually, I think... Square to square, I think they could have attacked. Yeah, I think those two could have attacked. And they weren't able to. We might have to have Adams try his luck. I definitely want to keep those from piling up, though. So I'm going to have Adams try his luck to get rid of this rifleman. Needs a 4 again. As Christoph now stopping by. Thanks, Christoph. Yes, they could attack. That's what I thought, but it's a little bit confusing in the rulebook how it's explained. So we are going to have... Who is this? We're going to have Adams try his luck trying to get rid of this rifleman. Okay, he is able to get rid of the rifleman, so that's action 3. Action 4, let's see what I want to do with that. I think we're going to have... I was going to try to attack this rifleman down here before they even start getting close, but we don't have anybody here who can attack this line yet. I think we're going to have Milosevic try his luck against this rifleman down here. He's going to go after this one. Needs a D8. Needs a 5. He will not get that. Slape's going to try his luck against the rifleman. Maybe we'll have better luck on 2d6. We will not have better luck on 2d6. That's unfortunate. That's also it for the turn. Let's see what we get for our new attackers. First up, we've got an assault, a level 2 unit. That gets placed on a 1 to 6 track. So we need a d6 roll for that. That'll be track 4. So track 4 is this track, which will be over here. These guys will advance. And this new one will come out. Second card. is an assault. We've got a new rifleman coming out, also going on a 1 to 6 track. Going out on track 6, going out toward track 6. That'll be back here. And our last card, an MG42, placing or activate B. So this MG42 is now active. And now it's back to us for another round of actions. So we'll get these back. So who's starting to pile up here? Looks like we've got a couple of different places that are starting to pile up. We've got this track piling up. Actually, we're not starting any pile-ups yet. Actually, Fansher is going to take a shot at this rifleman. He needs a D8. We'll probably have to start recovering some of our units here soon. So we need a D8. Needs a 4. Which we will not get. Our dice are off to a great start, aren't they, Christoph? I think moving in theory is probably a thing we could do. Move a defender to an adjacent combat position. So we're going to move Redmond here. We're also going to bring Khalil over here. So that in theory, both of them could start working on some of these units. And I think these two are just going to recover. Milosevic and Slape are just going to recover. Next, actually, that's a C command. So that's probably command. So I think I could probably have Milosevic recover without needing an action for that. I saw a C and I'm immediately thinking, wait a minute, command is probably a thing in this game, just like it is in Castle Itter. Let's see, that might actually just be a squad thing. If it's not a command thing, though, then I'm probably just going to have them both recover. Yeah, it is, actually. So when they take a command action, can flip up to 3 exhausted defenders. So, yeah. Milosevic is just going to flip. And Bauk is going to try to attack this rifleman again. Needs a 4 to clear it out this time. We're playing a game called Lanzerath Ridge today, Jester. This is part of the Valiant Defense series by DVG. So let's see if Bauk can try his luck. We're seeing if Bauk can try his luck against this rifleman down here. He needs a 4 to clear it out. Oh, moving his defender doesn't exhaust them. Okay, so these two aren't exhausted, but their action is taken. Presumably, if this is anything like Castle Itter, they can only take 1 action per round. Yep. Alright, there's a 5, so we get rid of this rifleman at least. That's not nothing. 3 new cards coming out. First up, we've got Assault placing a leader on track 3. So a leader on track 3 is down here. So we've got the rifleman starting to bunch up here. Next up, we've got an Assault bringing a rifleman out on 1 to 6. That's track 6. That'll be all the way back here. And then the last one up is Assault placing a level 3 troop. That's going to be a problem. Placing on 1 to 6. Going on track 1. So back there. Okay. Now we pull all of the action tokens back. We definitely need to do something about this mess up here. The leader on track 3 Oh, the leader on track 3 makes the soldier break the barbed wire. Okay, so this one's gone. And they probably move forward after... I'd be willing to bet they move forward after that. That could put us into... The counter was already adjacent, place... 3 counters were already adjacent, or a leader was on the track. Okay, so yeah, now we've got trouble on that track. So we're definitely going to have to try to do something about that track. I think we'll have James try his luck on that. So he needs a D8. He's going to aim at one of these riflemen. He needs a 4 or higher. That is not a 4 or higher. We're not off to a great start here. Well, unfortunately, I think it's going to be... Yikes, I don't really want to bring D6s forward. But I might have to here. I'm going to discard defense, token, and advance the counter. So it looks like we do actually have a... So it looks like we actually should have a rifleman up here. But since we were aiming here, and I didn't realize that at the time... yikes. We've got problems here. Actually, I think we will have Slape try to take out this rifleman. Hit the bell, but we do get the good result because the rifleman does get taken out. So we're not just facing disaster at this point. Then we'll have Bauk recover. We'll have Milosevic take a shot at this rifleman down here. He needs a 4 on a D8. Which he will, of course, not get, because these dice appear to hate me today. And we'll have Redmond take a shot at this rifleman. Needs a 4. Okay, there we go. That rifleman is taken out. And then we'll get 3 new attacker cards. First up, we have the MG42, which actually activates A, which actually activates this machine gun out here. So, roll a 6-sided die, rolls the defender combat position that is targeted. Yowza, yowza, yowza. Let's see. Looks like we only got the 2 there. So I think we go on... Indicates the defender combat position that is targeted. So yeah, we've only got the 2 there. So I guess because that's a 2, we're targeting this combat position. If the combat position present is occupied. Oh yeah, looks like it's right here. Okay, so on actually we're targeting position 1 on there. Roll a 6-sided die for each. Roll a 6-sided die for each defender in the combat position and compare to the Valor rating. Let's see, Valor rating for both of them is probably a 3. At least if I had to guess on that. And Christoph's probably singing my sentiments right now that, yeah, we've got problems. Yep, Valor rating for both of them is a 3. So we're going to roll another D6 for that. And if it's equal to or greater than their Valor, we place a disrupted token on them. Which is equal to for both of them, so they both get a disrupted token. And I believe the disrupted tokens are these. Yep, those are the disrupted tokens. So that was problematic. Card 2. Assault, we've got a new rifleman coming out. We've still got a machine gun yet to go out. That's going on track 1, which now is advancing. Actually, track 1 is... That was on a brown track, so we've got this rifleman advancing forward. Actually, it's going to break that again because there's a leader on the track. So there's definitely problems coming in here. I think if that track I think if this track advances again, the game is probably just over. And our next attacker card is an assault placing a leader on track 5, which is back here. We'll advance those two forward. They hit the barbed wire there, but they don't advance. Yikes. Okay, so we've got a lot of problems here. Unfortunately, I need to do a lot of recovering here. I definitely want to recover in the middle of the board here so I can try to stop this game from just ending on the spot. So I'm going to have to go 1 to recover atoms, 2 to recover Bosch, 3 to recover Fort, 4 to recover Fanscher, and 5 to recover James. Okay, now let's see what the grenades actually do. If one or more assault counters move into a grenade token, immediately remove the grenade from the game and place the assault counter in the supply. Okay, so whoever advances onto that. Let's pull our next card. We've got MG42, we've got Machine Gun 42, which places C out. And C goes back over here. Next counter up, or next card up, I should say, is another assault, which is bringing a rifleman out. On track. That's going out on track 4. So working backwards, we're going to advance that up here. And our third card is another assault, which is a level 2 unit. Advancing and going on to 1 to 6. That's going on track 6, which is going to break the barbed wire. He will advance there, and we'll get another level 2 unit. We've got all kinds of trouble here. Because our lines aren't holding very well today. At the end of the turn, if all the barbed wire gets restored, but once the grenades are activated, they're removed from the game. Important to have the grenades in place as long as possible. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to. We've got to clear out these two guys right now. So I think we're going to start on. Trying to clear this rifleman out. We'll have Bosch go first. He needs a 3. Which he will get, so that'll get rid of that rifleman. Our next order of business is this one. We're going to have Fanscher take a shot at him. He will get rid of that rifleman. Okay, we're also facing trouble here. Khalil will take a shot at this rifleman. Also needs a 3 from that defense position, which he will get. Then 4 to recover with Redmond. Actually, that was right. Okay, so at least we managed to stop the catastrophe that was brewing. But five. I think I'm going to get rid of one of these disrupted tokens from. Yeah, we're going to get rid of the disrupted token from Preston. I wanted to get rid of one of them, so in case that machine gun activates again, we don't just get him blown out. So let's see what we've got coming up here. We've got the machine gun, which is activating C. Let's see which one we're targeting. Let's see, a 4 says we're targeting this combat position. We'll grab another D6. That's a 5, so both of them get both both Redmond and Khalil get disrupted. I don't know what's better, getting them disrupted right now or having more units move onto the board. Second card is an assault. We've got another level 3 troop coming out. Oh, we never placed the level 2. I think he went on... I forget where he went. But let's get level 3 out. He's going on track 6, so he's actually moving up here. And our last card is another assault, another level 2 troop. Okay, let's see where he's landing. Track 5, which is back here. So this leader moves here. Oh boy. Yeah, we've got problems galore here. Now back to us. Yep. 4, I'm trying to recover all of my action tokens. Well, I think we're going to have James take a shot at this leader. He needs a 3 to get rid of him. He will get rid of the leader, much to our relief. Then Bauk will take a shot at this rifleman, gets 2d6. He will get rid of the rifleman. Actions 3 and 4, we're going to remove 2 disruption tokens. And action 5, Slape is going to recover. So we're not just dead yet, but we're not in real good shape either, especially toward the middle of the board. We've got a leader coming out on track 4, which will probably step us over, not quite step us over a grenade. So we're going to end up there. A 4 because his line of sight passes a +1 line. I rolled 2 5s anyway, so it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things there, Christoph. So that was card 1 coming out. Card 2. There's another assault leader on track 2, which he's moving up there. And card 3 is assault with a rifleman going on any random track. Track 5, so that'll move him up here. And once again, we've got problems. Oh, right, passes a +1 line. Okay. I see it now. Okay, so, right, what do we want to do here? Well, we need to get rid of these 3, units this turn. So I will have Fort start off by taking a shot at this rifleman. He needs a 3, which he will get. That rifleman goes toodaloo. Slape is going to take a shot at this level 2 agent. He needs a 4 on one of these 2d6s because it is a +1 line. He will get a 6 and a 4 anyway, so he'll take that out. As Conflict Board Gaming stopping by to listen in, probably listen to me cuss and swear if I'm being perfectly honest. Then Redmond is going to take a shot at this unit, needs a 3 on a d8, which he will not get. Then it's going to be recover for Milosevic and recover for Khalil. Let's see what comes out for level 1 here. First card up is a Machine Gun 42, which is activating Unit A. Which is activating Machine Gun A. That's a 3, so we're targeting position. The targeting position. Only a +1 if my line of sight crossed the line. I was not, so a +3, so it was a 3, but I had him anyway. Yeah, I did. I was able to roll high enough. A 3, so we're targeting, which A we're activating? Okay, so we're activating that A, which means we're targeting this unit. I'm just putting a disrupted token up there to mark it so I can remember. Let's hope we roll low. So of course we roll a 6, so both Kreger and Adams are going to get disrupted. That's problematic. Card 2 is an assault placing a leader on track 6. Yikes. We've got all kinds of trouble here. So they're moving here, but not over the grenade yet. Card 3 is the machine gun at B activating. 3 is targeting position 3. The only one there is Fancher. He's got a Valor value of a 3, though. He will not get disrupted. That's welcome. And then I think we start the new attack period when we... I think we start the attack period when we draw... after I complete a defense phase and there are no more attacker cards to draw for the current attack period. Okay, so once we go into the defender phase this turn, we're going to start the new attack period. And this one is consisting of... I want to try to get as many disrupted tokens off the board as I can here, because I don't want my morale to go down. So disrupt... Actually, let's grab the action tokens back. But yeah, I think most of this turn is going to be getting disrupted tokens off the board. That's going to be my first 3 actions at any rate. So undisrupted, or restored is probably the better word for it. And then what are we focusing on this time? This is a straightforward charge up the hill, so I want the middle of my line set to go here. So let's go recover, recover. Okay, then we are in attack period 2. So setting up for this, after completing the last turn, to increase morale by 1 step, which we took all the disrupted tokens off the board, so we don't have to worry about that. Flip over defenders from their exhausted side. So everybody's refreshed. Place all attacker assault counters and radio tokens in the supply. Leave defenders, weapon counters, and machine gun 42s on the board. Okay, so at the beginning of attack periods 2 to 4, place 10 attacker rifleman assault tokens on the board as depicted. This could be very bad. Actually, hold on. Yep, the camera went out. The camera picture went out, so bear with me just a second. There we go. Okay, where were we? Oh yes, looks like we were getting set for the new attack period. So we're placing 10 rifleman assault tokens. If the fence tokens were removed from the board during the previous attack period, and they were... Alright, so we've got 10 riflemen coming out. I presume normal rules are going to apply. So let's see. Let's see here. So place 10 riflemen. So, okay. So we're going to place one here, which will move him up. Or do we just go back to that? They have a coffee break and set up again for turn 2. So we reset. So are we essentially resetting? So are we resetting back to this map, Christoph? Because I'm not quite understanding that. It doesn't say anything about. Wait, place all attacker assault counters. So it looks like we do reset back to the start of the board. So it looks like we do essentially reset back to the start of the board. At least that's what I'm getting out of this. It wasn't making sense, but I think it is now. So it looks like we reset back to the start of the game. At least that's what I'm going with. You'll probably tell me if I'm wrong, though. What did I do with the fence tokens? Actually, I think that looks like a place to start. Rulebook page 8, picture below. Yeah, that's what I was looking at, and the way I'm reading it is you reset back to the start of the game. So he comes back here. That goes there, here, there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So yeah, it looks like we reset back. Fence tokens go back up. At least that's what I'm gathering out of this. Fence tokens go back. Ammunition goes back up. Choose whether to flip each weapon counter to its emplaced or dismounted. I'm going to leave them all emplaced for the time being. Bauk, Springer, and Fort. Let's see. Bauk, Springer, and Fort go in the log cabin. Okay, which one is the log cabin space? The MG42s stay in place. Yeah, that's what I thought. Now, where's the log cabin space? I've got the 3 that are ready to... I've got the 3 that move there. But it's not showing me where the log cabin space is. It's supposed to be log cabin, but it doesn't... There's nowhere where it says log cabin on the board. Oh, never mind. It does say on the board. I just had a counter covering it. Okay, so these 3 jokers go back to the log cabin space. Like I've said before, my eyesight is going in my old age. Let's see. May redistribute all other defenders how I like in the combat positions with 2 exceptions. Yeah, I couldn't see it, Christoph. I had a counter covering it. So defenders can't begin in the 2, 3, or Pentagon 1 combat positions. So they can't begin here, here, or here, and no combat position may have more than 4 defenders. So I'm going to have to bring one of these guys down, since I'm going to have to bring one of these guys down from the log cabin space. I'll bring Wibben down, and if it's going to be the middle of our lines getting attacked, I think I want to move a higher die into... Actually, I want to move a couple of these guys around. We're going to move... Let's see, I'm going to move Queen over to position 2. And I think Gaki is going to come down to position 4. I think that's how we're going to do that. Okay, and then we presumably go into the attacker phase like normal. That's what I'm going to go with here. So now we get into the new attacker phase. First card up is a mortar. Damage and disrupted in 3, except there's nobody here. Actually, mortar. Let's see what happens when the mortar comes up. Check to see which the instructor you roll to determine a position. If the defender position is occupied, there is no effect. So there is one of the units up there. I think there's artillery up there. Which those probably have the same, those are the same defense value. Actually, in addition, mortars also attack vehicles. Roll a 6-sided die and compare it to the defense value. Okay. So the defense value for the artillery there is a 3 on a d6. So it's going to get damaged. Next card up is machine gun. So we're activating this. We're activating machine gun A, going after combat position 1. We've got Krager and Adams there. Krager with a 5, Adams with a 3. For Valor, Adams will get disrupted, Krager will not. And our third card is machine gun activating C this time. Targeting combat position 5. Both of them have... yeah, I did place the barbed wire. It might be a little bit hard to see because I'm zoomed a pretty good ways out. But the barbed wire, let me see if I can zoom in just a touch so you can at least see that, yep, the barbed wire in these 3 spots did get replaced. So we're targeting position 5. They're both 6s, so they're not likely to get disrupted. And they don't. That's fortunate. Also, no new units coming out. I very much welcome that. So, what do we want to do here? I definitely don't want them piling up on me like that again. So, I think we'll start off grabbing the action tokens. What to do, what to do? Well, let's take a disrupted off Adams while we essentially have a minute to do that. Then we're going to have Bosch take a crack at this rifleman. He needs a 5 on a d8. Which he will not get because of course he won't. We'll have Krager try his luck on the same rifleman. He won't get it either. Gross. Let's see. Fancher would be crossing a +1 line of sight to try to attack there. Yeah, he might as well. So he needs a 6 on a d8. Which... if that would have been just a 5, he would have gotten it, but he doesn't get it. And... I think we're going to have Bauk move down to position 2. So he will not exhaust, but that'll be his action for the turn. 3 cards up. We've got a leader going on track 2. So leader going on track 2. And because the leader's there, the barbed wire will get snipped. Next up is an assault. We've got a level 2 unit coming out. Going on a 1-6. Track 5. Which will send him up here. The barbed wire doesn't get snipped yet. And our last card for this phase is the machine gun. Again, we're activating B. Targeting position 4. Which is up here. Gaki is likely to get disrupted with a 2. James with a 6, not as likely. So Gaki will get disrupted. James will not. Come on. Oh, the barbed wire stays in place until the track passes the barbed wire. The attackers are still in front. Okay. But I think I do want to try, I do want to have Bauk try to take out this rifleman so we don't get the barbed wire snipped. He gets 2d6 to try his luck. He needs a 4, though. Which he'll get a 5, so that'll work to take out that rifleman, which means now we aren't in danger of just getting the barbed wire snipped. Let's see, remove the disrupted. Recover, recover, and recover. First card up is an assault. We've got a rifleman going on black track 1. Oh, that's back here. So this rifleman is moving up here. We probably need to do something about this side of about this flank. Card 2 is assault. We've got another rifleman coming out on a die track. Three. And our last card is a leader going on track 4, which that barbed wire will get snipped. So we've got a leader coming out on track 4. That rifleman moved there. This barbed wire will get snipped. Okay, now I think our first order of business is wiping out this rifleman that just snipped our barbed wire. We'll have James take a shot at it first. He needs a 3 to get past that rifleman, which he will. We'll have Khalil take a shot at this rifleman. Needs a 4, which he doesn't get. Redmond will also try his luck on this rifleman. Needs a 4. He will get it. Oop. I'll get that in the cup in a second. Let's have Bosch take a shot at... Actually, let's have Fancher take a shot at this rifleman. He needs a 4. Which he will get, so that rifleman goes away. And Slape will take a shot at this rifleman. He needs a 4 on one of 2d6s. Which he'll get a 6, so that'll take that rifleman out. 3 cards from the attacker deck. First up is an assault. We've got a new rifleman coming out. Going on track 5, which is this track right here. Next up, a mortar that's attacking position 2, the radio up here. So the radio up there is a 3. That's a 1, so it's untouched. And assault, placing a level 2 on track 1 over here on the Pentagon track. That's a level 2 agent coming out, or a level 2 soldier. Okay, so let's see. What do we want to do here? Is there anybody that's just going to break the barbed wire? No, I don't think there's anybody that's just in danger of breaking the barbed wire. We don't have a leader on this track yet, but that's going to be something to watch. Let's have Milosevic actually try to take out this rifleman. Needs a 4, which he will not get, because our guys can't roll for crap today. Recover. I definitely want to make sure the middle of my line is as available as possible. Recover for James. Let's see, so fire. Presumably there's also a way we can fire weapons. Let's see. Let's see. I think we will have Jenkins take a shot at this rifleman. Needs a 4 on a D8, which he will get, so that rifleman goes away. And McConnell is going to take a shot at this level 2 to make sure this track's clear. Needs a 5. Which he will not get. Three cards up. First card is an assault, placing a leader on track 5. That's almost certain. Actually, no. That's not going to snip any barbed wire. Next card is an assault, placing a level 3 troop on 1 to 6. Let's put that through the tower properly. That's a 5, so now we're going to start piling units up on the barbed wire. And our last card is another assault, placing a level 3 on the Pentagon track. So that's over here. Okay. So what do we want to do here? I want to try to clear this out before we start getting barbed wire snipped like crazy. So Slape is going to take a shot at one of these units. I don't think he gets to clear them both out. Remove the attacker counter. If there's a stack of attacker counters, remove the top counter. I don't think he gets to remove them both if they both hit. When multiple counters are stacked, you only target the top counter in the stack. Okay? Alright, that's a 5, so we will get rid of the level 2. That was the top unit in the stack. So Slape is exhausted. Action 2. We're going to have James take his shot at this rifleman. He gets a D8. He needs a 4. That way we're not in danger of just having a leader hit track 5 or 6 and blow and snip the barbed wire. Unfortunately, we're not going to get that lucky. Gaki will try his luck. Also needs a 4. He won't get it. So I think this is mostly going to be about recovering now. Recover. And recover. 3 cards up from the attacker deck. We find an assault, a rifleman coming up here. Card 2 is a machine gun. We're activating, we're activating this one. So we need to see which one we're targeting. We are targeting position 2. We've got Dustman with a 4, McConnell with a 3. They both get disrupted. And an assault, placing a rifleman on the triangle track. So that's this track over here. Yowza. Okay, once again we will pull loose the action tokens. Oop. That disrupted can go away. Okay, well, I think with that in mind, we're going to go recover, recover. Because we need to do something. We need to do something on both of our flanks, I think. Let's go recover, recover. And we're going to remove a disrupted token from McConnell because he's easier to disrupt. 3 cards. We've got an assault level 3 going on track 1 to 6. Going on track 2. So that is this track up here. We don't snip the barbed wire yet, but we do have a leader on there, so the next unit that advances over it will get the barbed wire snipped. Assault another level 2, which this might actually snip that barbed wire, depending on how we roll. A 5 will restart the stack. So we've got another rifleman, and we've got that level 2. Finally, we've got an assault placing a level 2. Uh-oh. Yeah, we definitely need to do something about this. We definitely need to do something about this right side flank. Which I believe if anybody gets in, that also ends the game. Or if there's an attack or assault and encounter and a defender combat position at the end of the defense phase. Okay, so yeah, we definitely need to do something about this. Which means I'm probably going to need to have somebody move back to black. I'm going to need to have somebody move back to this combat position so I can try to deal with this rifleman. Let's have Khalil do that. Redmond's going to take a shot at this rifleman. On a D8, he needs a 4. Which he will get, so that rifleman goes away. At least we're not just in danger of that. Let's go recover. Recover. And remove disruption. First card up is Assault, placing a leader on track 3. So track 3 will move him up here. Card 2 is an Assault, placing a rifleman. Track 5, that will actually get the... That actually now I think will get the barbed wire cut now that there are 3 units... Now that there are 3 attacker units adjacent to it. If 3 tokens were already adjacent, so actually the next time it advances we'll get that cut. And an Assault placing a rifleman, uh-oh. Okay, so we've lost our booby trap up here. So this booby trap goes off, that counter returns to the supply, but we've got another rifleman coming out. So now we need to deal with this flank desperately this turn. Let's see. As Magnus now stops by, morning Magnus, you're just in time to watch a disaster unfold here in the battle of the Bulge. Okay, so right, the third, an advance of 3 counters are already adjacent. So the next time we advance on tracks 5 or 6, that's when it'll break. Oh, track 5 is barbed wire broken, and 1 moves up. Okay, so we'll end up with that unit moving up. So now we've got a lot of problems on our hands. I think our first order of business, though, needs to be dealing with this flank. So I'll have Dustman take a shot at this level 3 soldier. He needs a 3 on a D8. Which he will get, much to our relief. Exciting. Today's December 16th. Yes, it is, Magnus, and that's why this game is on the agenda first. Okay, so we're not just facing catastrophe there. We are facing catastrophe here, though, so I'll have Slape take a shot at this level 3 soldier. And a 5 and a 6 will blast that guy to Kingdom Come, thankfully. Let's see, Khalil's going to take a shot at this rifleman. He needs a 3 on a D8, which he will roll a nat 8. That'll work. We're going to go recover. And James will take a shot at this stack. Needs a 4 on a D8. Actually, he needs a 5 on a D8, which he will not get. 3 cards up from stack 2. You'll play the game 2 this evening. Cool, Christoph. Card 1 is Assault, placing a leader on track 6. Okay, so these... So, I think this... Does the stack break? Should have thought about that and played EA Enemy Action Ardennes for the first time. Well, hindsight, as they say, Magnus. I would say there's plenty of time left. There's plenty of day left, but for you there probably isn't, is there? Let's see. I'm just trying to figure out how bad our catastrophe is. If the stack breaks, yeah, I think the stack breaks here. So I was on track 6, which means he'll move forward. One of these will trip the booby trap there. And the leader is what will come out. So now we've lost 2 of our booby traps. That was card 1. Card 2 is an assault, placing on track 1. So that's a level 3 coming out on track 1. Good thing we cleared out. Well, the entire stack moves up. Okay, so he's going to end up right here, and then we're going to end up there. So we've got to deal with this unit this turn. He's going to move here, and the last card. The stack stops in front of the grenade. Okay, so the rifleman that was out. So that grenade's still there, but the rifleman's there. And our last card is Assault, placing a leader on track 1. That will get this barbed wire snipped. With a leader coming out. Yowza. Okay, well, the only consolation here is we've only lost the 1 grenade here. So, well, actually, we've lost 2 because we lost 1 on that flank as well. So I think we're about to flip over anyway at this point. We're about to flip everybody over because the stack is empty and somehow we managed to hold. Oh, there's my last action. There's my last action token. So, So what do we want to do here? We're also resetting the board, so I don't think we're necessarily that worried about anything right now. So deal with the MG42s. Yeah, I probably should do that. The problem is I am assuming the artillery is the only way I can deal with that, and I just got it, and I got it damaged. Unless there's probably a way I can do that. I can probably use my extra firepower. I can probably use some of my extra loaded firepower to deal with those. Adjust fire. Allows you to make 1 or more attacks with a single defender using a weapon counter. Must have the machine gun counter. Declare the number of ammunition tokens. Attacking counter is removed. Okay, that's not what I'm looking for here. What I'm looking for is how to deal with the machine guns. Attacks from... Let's see. That's still not telling me how I take out the MG42s, but yeah, that's probably the best plan at this point. It probably needs to be with artillery. To make a... Must have radio artillery, so... Roll a 6-sided die. That's not... Okay, so that's attacking the deck. But I need a machine gunner. Well, I don't need a machine gunner. Actually, they have a... Oh, they don't have a defense counter on them. Unless the 1 is the defense counter on those. Which that's the combat value on those. Small squares are used by the MG42s. That's what I'm looking for and trying to figure out how to deal with those. Advanced assault counters, let's reveal that. That's not adjust fire that I don't think I want. Attacking counters, defense value? Okay, I'm a little confused about how to deal with the machine guns. I was thinking maybe the 1 is their defense value, and that's what I should be using to try to deal with those. But there's nothing explaining how... There's nothing explaining how you can deal with the MG42s. Remove attacker counter. So I guess they do probably count as attacker. Oh, I think I've been doing this wrong the whole time. Where I've been assuming the defense value for the units is on the board. Maybe it's actually the... I think I've been doing that wrong this whole time. So combat value is probably based on their defense value. I know it's based on the equal to the defense value of the space. So now I think I am right there. Okay, so if I've been doing that right, then that means I need D8 units that can deal with those. So I need to roll at least a 7 on those. Okay, that makes a little more sense if I'm understanding that part correctly. What did I do with the counters? Here we go. I had those on hand. So I will have Milosevic take a shot at this MG42. He needs at least a 7. Which he will not get. That's unfortunate. Actually, he did have the machine gunner, so I think I will use the machine gun. I will use adjust fire to take a shot with the MG42. That is an M1918. He's going to use 2 ammo to roll 2 D10s. Okay, there's an 8, so he'll get rid of this MG42. The defense value is in the board is when doing melee when entering a defense position. Okay. So that gets rid of that machine gun. We're going to have Bosch take a shot at this MG42 using... Actually, he doesn't have a machine gun, so never mind that plan. Actually, Jenkins does. He'll use an ammo to take a shot at machine gun A. He needs a 7 to get rid of that. He only gets the 1 D10 because he's only using 1 ammo. Actually, taking from the wrong place. We've got to use the loaded ammo. Actually, he's going to use 2 ammo since we're about to reload it anyway. Alright, that is a 7, so we'll get rid of that machine gun. So Jenkins is done. Let's have Bulge take a shot at this rifleman. Needs a 3 on 2d6. Which he will not get. Then we'll have Bosch take a shot at this same rifleman. Needs a 3 on a d8. Which he will get. Although we're getting ready to reset the board again. And Wibben will take a shot at this rifleman. Needs a 3 on a d6. Which he will not get. Okay, so once again we're resetting the board. So that'll bring us back to decrease morale by 1 for every defender that has a disrupted token. Nobody does. Then we remove all disrupted tokens from defenders and back into the supply. Flip over defenders. I'll pull the action tokens off the board while I'm at it. Okay. Then place all attack counters and place all attackers and radio tokens in the supply. So these guys go away. I'll start working on getting the riflemen back to their status on the board. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I just need 2 more. It looks like I need one more. I need one more on track 2, 3. Actually, on track 1, 2. So what I need? I think I need one more here and one more here. Okay, and now we're flipping over 3 new cards. Our first new card is Mortar again. So let's see which one let's see which mortars are coming down. Mortars are coming down at position 6, which is back over here. Yikes, we've got a mortar coming down on a defender who just refreshed, so that's going to be a problem. Roll a 6-sided die compared to the Valor rating. Okay, so Redmond with a 4 will not get disrupted. That's something. Next up, we have an Assault placing a level 2 soldier out on track 1 to 6. Oh, got to replace barbed wire too. There we go. Also have to reload. So those 2 go there. 2 ammo goes here. And now we turn our attention back to placing out this new soldier. Track 1. And coming out last is another machine gun. So we're placing or activating C. Which I don't think that returns it to the box, though. I think that just sends it back to the supply. Yep, placed in the supply. Okay, so machine gun C comes back out again. That's not good. Okay, now let's go. Now we've got our 5 actions. Let's see. So we know we've got C back out. I think I'm going to have Milosevic use adjusted fire with the M1918 using 2 ammo. He's going to try to take out this machine gun. He's going to try to take out C again. He will. So that's gone. So action 1, Milosevic is done. Action 2, Bauk is going to take a shot at this rifleman. He will take him out. Action 3, I should try to work some artillery back. Try to work some artillery in. Unfortunately, I've got nobody with an artillery designation close enough to get to it. So I need an R or an RA, so radio. Springer, we're going to start working toward... Actually, Springer's going to move up there so we can get some radio in. He has to be on... Discard all the radio tokens from the radio jeep to the supply. So radio artillery must be in 3 with the jeep. We could also potentially get some intel. Okay, take a minor action to place a radio token. Which one is the... I don't think I pulled the radio tokens out. Oh, yes I did actually. So Springer's done. Slape is going to take a shot at this rifleman. Needs a 5 on 1 of 2d6. He will get both of them, so we'll take that rifleman out. And Redmond is going to take a shot at this rifleman. Needs a 5 on a d8, which he will not get. First card up is Assault, level 3, going out on a 1 to 6 track. He's going out on track 1, which is back here. Next unit is an Assault leader going on track 1 that will get that'll get that barbed wire snipped. Because we've got a leader coming out. And an Assault placing a rifleman on a track 1 to 6. If it's placing on track 1, that booby trap will go off. It's going on track 2, which is almost as problematic. Okay, so now our order of business is now the middle of our line. We're going to be leaning on our booby traps a little bit this turn, which is unfortunate. Well, maybe we can prevent from leaning on those. So let's see if we can get both of these. Let's see if we can get rid of both of these. So we'll have Krager take a shot first at this rifleman. He needs a 3 on a d8, which he will not get because of course he won't. Adams will try his luck. Adams will get luckier. Bosch will try to get rid of this rifleman. He will. Now that we've got a little bit of time, I can do a little bit of recovering here. We'll recover here. And then Springer's going to take a radio minor action to put a radio token on the radio. 3 cards coming up, so we can potentially get some more intelligence. We've got a mortar coming out. Okay, let's see who we might be disrupting. Three is aiming at combat position 4. That's Gacky and James. Gacky with a 2, James with a 6. Neither one gets disrupted. I will welcome that all day long. Next card is Machine Gun 42. We place C back out. And card 3 is Assault. We place a rifleman on a die roll track. So we need a rifleman and we need a D6. That's track 2. So we're right back to a trouble spot. We're right back to track 2 being a trouble spot. Yowza. Hold on just a second. Just saw something I need to check on here. Okay, where were we? Oh, yes. Back to, I think we just finished up with track 2, once again turning into a trouble spot. Bauk's going to take a shot at this guy. He needs a 3 on 2d6. I'd rather not let him in if I can avoid it. And I will avoid it, so he'll get taken out. We're going to go recover, recover. Recover. And recover. 3 cards from the attacker deck. There's an assault level 2 going out on a die track. Going out on track 4, which is this track. Then Machine Gun B is going to activate because we haven't been able to get that off the board yet. Going after combat position 4, that's Gaki and James. Gaki will get disrupted, James will not. And an assault level 3 going out on a die track. Going out on track 5, which is actually pretty clear right now. So that's right here. Okay. Worst things that could have happened, worst things that could have happened, that's for sure. Let's see here. Okay. Back to us, huh? Well, we've actually got the middle of our line right now being pretty clear. That's all 5 action tokens. Springer is going to put another radio token on as a minor action. Okay. Yeah, put another radio token there. Then we'll clear a disrupt from Gaki. Slape is going to take a shot at Machine Gun C, and he's going to use actually, I think the better idea here is going to be to move him up here so we can use the M2 up here. Because we've got a lot more ammo for that. So yeah, we'll do that. Then we're going to have Fansher take a shot at this rifleman. Needs a 4 on a D8, which he will not get. I mostly want to make sure that a leader isn't just going to come by and snip the barbed wire. Wibben will take his shot at that on a D6. He will get that. That's fortunate. Card 3, or first card up, is an assault leader going on track 2. So we could be facing problems there. I definitely want to do something about the middle of this line. Card 2 is an assault placing a leader on track 3, which is right here. And when the leader moves up that barbed wire, when that track advances again, because the leader is there, the barbed wire will get snipped. Assault leader on track 5. So we've got 2 tracks in danger of having barbed wire snipped. But I've also got this track. I've also got track 2 in danger again of going off. So let's see what I want to do here. Let's go recover, recover, recover. Bosch will attack this level 3. Needs a 3 on a D8, which he will get. And Springer's going to take... The leaders are coming out. Yeah, I know they are. Then we're going to take a shot at... We're going to have Slape use the M2 to take a couple shots at this leader down here. So we're going to use 2d12s, and we need at least an 8 on one of these. Which, wow, that was gross. And we've got 3 cards coming out. Machine Gun B is going to activate. That's a potential problem. We'll get a disrupted token so I can mark. Actually, we'll just get a disrupted token right now to mark where we're going. 3 says we're going after combat position 3, so Fosher and Wibben are probably about to be disrupted. Fosher with a 3, Wibben with a 2. And both will get disrupted. That's unfortunate. Card 2 is place or activate A along the line. A is already active. So now we'll see where we're trying to disrupt. 2 says we're going after combat position 1. Jenkins and Preston, both with 3s as valor values. Neither one is getting disrupted somehow. That's very welcome. I'll get the disrupted token off once I get this last card done. And Mortar, aiming at position 3. Which I think if it's damaged, we have to roll the... So if it's damaged and we hit it again, we probably just lose it. If the result is... Okay, attacking vehicles. So compared to the defenses... Oh, don't affect vehicles that are already damaged, so nothing's going to happen up there. That's actually very fortunate. Wow, that could have been... That probably could still be very catastrophic. Nope. Nope, I don't know why I'm taking disrupted off of... Those 2 got disrupted. Oh, right, I'm taking a disrupted off. The reminder disrupted off. I think Springer's going to take the major action to roll for the radio intelligence. Advance the intelligence step token 1 step. So we get 2d6s because there are 2 radio tokens off on there. So I'll get the radio tokens off in a minute. We do have a 6. So we do get to advance the intelligence track 1 step. Disrupt. I'll remove disruptions. Recover and recover. Probably not great, but here we go. Card 1 is Assault a Rifleman going out on a die track. Going out on track 4, that will get the barbed wire snipped. Card 2 is a Mortar aiming at combat position 2. So we'll get a disrupted token out for that. Unfortunately, our artillery, Springer's got a valor value of a 3. So he gets disrupted and the radio gets damaged. Of course it does. That was card 3. And machine gun activating, replacing or activating A. So this machine gun comes back out. Well, we could have a lot of trouble, but I'll start by removing a disruption from our radio guy. Then we're going to have Fancher take a shot at this rifleman. Needs a 3 on a d8, which he will not get. Wibben will try his luck. Needs a 3 on a d6. will get it. Slape is going to spend 2 more ammo to take a shot at this leader on 2d12. He needs an 8 on one of these, which he will not get. Disgusting. And recover. 3 more cards coming up. We've got 6 left in stage 3 of the deck. First card up is Mortar, aiming at combat position 3, which is back here. So that is Fancher with a 3, Wibble with a 2. Both get disrupted on a 6. Card 2 is Machine Gun activating this unit over here. I'll grab a mark out, a disrupted token out so I can track that in a second. That's 3, so it's aiming at position 1. And both Jenkins and Preston have a Valor value of a 3. They both get disrupted. And our last card is Machine Gun activating A. So we could be aiming at either combat position 1 or 2. We are aiming at 1. Krager with a 5, Adams with a 3. Both get disrupted. Fantastic. Okay. So this turn looks like it's going to be probably just about removing disruption tokens. So yeah. Restore. Restore. And restore. They both have machine gunners, so I'll just have Jenkins restore that. First card up for the attackers is an assault placing a leader on track 4. Placing a leader on track 4. That's going to move them up here. Card 2. Mortar again. Looks like it's going to be on the left flank of our line. Aiming at combat position 1, so Krager and Adams again. Neither one will get disrupted, though. And assault placing a leader on track 6, so that barbed wire will get snipped. Wow, another stroke of luck. We managed to hold on. So, what do we want to do here? We're getting ready to flip over anyway. So I think we'll start off with removing the last disrupt from Preston. Actually, do we flip over again at, as we had set for phase 4? At the beginning of periods 2 to 4, yep. Okay. Have a unique set of considerations for objectives. Oh, add the following to... Okay, so we should have added the setup for the disguised forward objective, the forward observer, which I think those are hidden in my supply up here. Yep. Those are in here. So, right, those will need to get set up when we get ready for attack period 4. think those only come out. Display the forward objective observer card. Okay, so that should have been out, which this would have been set up display this card. The first time a mortar enemy card is revealed, shuffle the enemy medic counters face up and place them alongside the 3/4 assault spaces. Mortars roll 2d6 for attacks. Defenders gain access to the reveal action. When the enemy discard when the enemy forward observer is removed. Okay. So those should have been out. And those get shuffled. So display that. And then the first time, okay, so yeah, we totally forgot about all of that. All right, place them alongside the 3/4 assault counters. So probably 1, 2, and 3 is where those should have been. Okay, so we need to get rid of the forward observer, which flip an attacker medic counter to its revealed side. Minor action doesn't exhaust the defender. Must have line of sight. Okay, so let's have Redmond try to flip over this medic. That is the forward observer, so we get rid of all 3 of them? Has been flipped and revealed, can be removed by a normal attack or just fire action. Okay, so we still need to get rid of him, though. So we know where the forward observer is, but we need to get rid of him somehow. I think I'll have James take a shot at the forward observer. He needs a 5 on a d8, which he will not get. That's 3, 4, and 5. Then we will start resetting the board for attack period 4. And then we're going to be displaying we'll deal with the 2 objective cards last. Let's get everything else done here. I don't think anybody has a disrupted token. Nobody does. Let's see. Attack periods end, yada, yada, yada. Remove all disrupted tokens, flip over defenders. Okay, somehow we're holding strong here. Actually, 2 to 4. Oh no, wait, we don't. Okay, ending attack periods 1 to 3. Yep. So we'll place all attacker counters and radio tokens in the supply. We'll start working on resetting everything back again. Let's see, I think it's 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That should be where we want to be. Yep. Okay. So place the 10. If fence tokens were removed, we'll refresh our barbed wire. Okay, move ammunition tokens so we reload out again. There we are. Okay, I don't know why it's been doing that lately. Let's see. Right, reloading weapons. That's where we're at. Need 2 more. And I think you are 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's all handled. Fence tokens, ammunition. Choose whether to flip each weapon counter to emplaced or dismounted. Bauk, Springer, and Fort back to the log cabin. Bauk, Springer, and Fort. I'll grab the action tokens, mostly so I know where they are. Put those down there for the time being. And you may redistribute everybody. we'll get the objectives. So objective for phase 4, first one, is make contact. Defenders gain access to the withdraw action. Complete when 2 defenders are placed on this card. And deny equipment. Defenders gain access to the deny action. Complete when all vehicle and weapon counters are placed on this card. Okay, so now we've got move a vehicle or weapon counter to the board. Must be in the same combat position. So basically, now it looks like we're just trying to get out of here from the looks of it. So if morale drops to 0 or okay. So if we did not reach attack period 4, which we have, but we're going to flip over 3 cards from combat, from attack from stage 4. So first card up is an assault leader going on track 2, which now has that track already just in danger of having the barbed wire flip. Card 2 is assault placing a level 2 on our left flank, and and card 3 is assault placing a level 3 on track 1 to 6. A 1 or a 2 gets the barbed wire snipped on that side. That is a 2, so that'll snip the barbed wire. Because there's a leader on that line. Okay, now I think our first order of business here is going to be trying to knock out this rifleman. Needs a 3 on a D8, which he will get, so the rifleman goes ta-ta. Milosevic is going to try to take out this forward observer. He needs a 4 on a D8, which he will not get that. Redmond is going to try his luck on the forward observer. Also needs a 4 on a D8, which he will get that. So the forward observer is gone, which means all 3 of these can go away. That exhausts him. Slape is going to... That's a minor action that doesn't exhaust. He's going to use a minor action to pull the M2 onto the card. Action 4. Adams is going to take a shot at this rifleman. Needs a 4 on a D8, which he will get. And we're going to work on the flank. Preston is going to take a shot at that rifleman. Needs a 4 on a D8, which he will get that. And he'll get 3 cards out. First card is an assault placing a leader on track 6. So now we're just in danger of getting the wire here snipped. Card 2 is assault placing a level 3 on the black triangle track. And card 3 is placing a level 2 on track 1. So now we need to deal with this left side of our line. Fortunately, Khalil is right there, so he can take a shot at that, and I think that'll probably be our first order of business. So Khalil will take a shot at this rifleman. Needs a 3 on a D8. He will get it. Recover. Slape's going to use 2 ammo to shoot at this leader. Needs a 6 on one of these 2 D12s. He will get it, thankfully. So now, unless we have another leader come out, actually, unless we advance on that track twice, we won't flip that. Springer will move over to the damaged radio. And I don't think we're just in danger of anything else happening here. James is going to take a shot at this rifleman. Needs a 4 on a D8. Which he won't get. 3 cards up. Card 1 is an assault, placing a level 3 on our left flank. Card 2 is placing a rifleman over on this flank. Card 3 is placing a level 2 over here. So we need to do something about this left flank. Action 1 is going to be Khalil recovering because we need to keep this flank somewhat clear. Action 2, Redmond's actually going to take a shot at this soldier. He needs a 4 on a D8, which he will get. Recover. Shoot at this level 2, McConnell. He needs a 3 on a D8, which he will just barely get, but barely counts here. And Dustman will shoot at this next level 3. He needs a 4 on a D8, which he will not get. 3 cards up. First up is Assault, placing a rifleman right back here. Card 2 is a rifleman going on one of the 1 to 6 tracks. Hopefully we get it on 5 or 6. That's a 6, so we do put him here. And our last attacker card is Assault. So that's a rifleman moving up on this track. Okay, they're definitely starting to come hard and fast. So I think we're probably going to have to recover over here. Khalil is going to take a shot at this rifleman. Needs a 3 on a D8, which he will get. Yep. Recover. And we're going to have Jenkins adjust fire on the... We're going to have Jenkins adjust fire aiming at this machine gun, actually. Needs a 7 on one of 2. What are those? D10s. We can't afford to get that side disrupted. Which he will take that machine gun out. Card 1 is Assault, placing a leader on track 3. I'm pretty sure that's going to get that. No, but we won't get that snipped yet. Card 2, but it will the next time we advance on that track. Assault, placing a level 2 on... Placing a level 2 here. And card 3 is Assault. Uh-oh. Okay, so actually he's going to step on the booby trap and that'll go off. So we're not just dead yet. So we don't have anybody in there yet, but we are a lot closer to it than I would like. We're probably going to leave the action tokens right where they are, because I think we're going to have to try to deal with these. Action 1, Khalil will move there. Redmond is going to take a shot at this rifleman. Needs a 4 on a D8. Which he will get just barely, but again, barely counts here. Action 3, McConnell will shoot at this level 3. Needs a 3 on a D8. Which he will not get. Dustman will run it back. He will get that. And Krager. Fancher's going to take a shot at this leader. It's a little bit of a scary play, but we're going to try it. He needs a 6 on a d8. Which he will get. He'll get an 8. So very nicely done by Krager taking out this leader. And now, by Fancher, I should say. 3 cards up first is Assault. We're placing a leader on track 5. That will get that barbed wire snipped. So he'll move there. Card 2 is an Assault leader on track 4. That will get that barbed wire snipped. Actually, no it won't. Because we do have an open space for that leader to go. And card 3 is Assault, placing a rifleman over on this track. And once again, I think our action tokens, at least the ones on the right flank, are going to stay right where they are. Khalil taking a shot at this rifleman. He will get him. Come on. Redmond will flip. Have to go for 10 minutes. Many lose on the last cards. Well, we'll find out soon enough, Christoph, but hopefully I'll still be playing when you get back. We'll find out soon enough. Recover, recover, recover. Card 1 is an Assault. We're placing a rifleman over on our left flank. Card 2. Uh-oh, now we've got somebody inside. So now we see what happens here. Oh boy. This could be problematic. So now we have to roll probably 2 dice. So if anybody gets inside, I think we roll that against both of them. Let's see. Defense phase, we probably want attacker. So we draw an Assault. Advance in has penetrated. Resolve an attack against the defenders. Okay, so we roll that. So we probably roll that against the... Add the combat value of all Assault counters. Then roll a number of 6-sided dice against each. Okay, so we have to roll... So we have to roll against Jenkins and Preston. If they get 3s, they're both... If we get a 3 and up, they're both disrupted. They are both disrupted. Yikes. Okay, let me count up how many we have left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. So we should have one more card. Card 3. Oh, geez. Now we've got a rifleman coming in as well. He gets 1 die on a... He gets 1 die on a 3. They're both Jenkins and Preston become casualties. That's a 3, so those 2 are both casualties, and I think that probably decreases morale too. Yep, each time a defender becomes a casualty, so we decrease morale by 2 steps. Yikes. So now we need to get rid of both of those units. Fortunately, is there a defense value on it? Actually, yeah, there is. There's a defense value of 1. So I think we are going to have Dustman take a shot. Actually, I think we're going to have both of them take a shot at the end of the defense phase. Okay, so yeah, we're going to have... Action 1 is going to be Dustman taking a shot. He'll get rid of the rifleman. At least I assume that's probably the same way. I'll take a close quarter action. Okay, declare the defender. Compare it to the defense value of the space. Okay, yep. So now McConnell will take action 2 to try to remove that last defender. 6 gets rid of him. Yikes. Well, that was quite scary. Action 3. Is everything going to stay right where it is? Khalil's going to flip. Milosevic is going to flip. And who is this? Adams is going to flip. Card 1 is Assault, replacing a Rifleman on track 2. Card 2 is placing a level 2 on a die track. Track 3, which is going to snip the barbed wire. And card 3 is Assault, another Rifleman. Going on track 5. So that'll take this, that'll hit this booby trap. And then the Rifleman comes out. Okay, so does the game end when we need to draw or when the deck empties? I'm pretty sure the game is going to end when the deck empties. Or actually when we need to draw. Let's see, attacker phase. Probably end of the game. So end the game immediately. So if you reached, the game ends at the, okay, so at the end of the last turn of attack period 4, when you complete the defense phase and there are no more attacker cards to draw. Okay, so we're going to have to go through we're going to have to go through 2 more defense phases, it looks like. Let's see, recover. But I'm presuming we're going to have to knock somebody out here. Right. So yeah, recover. Milosevic is going to just fire to shoot at the... Actually, he's going to take a regular shot at the Rifleman. Nope. Redmond will also try his luck with the Rifleman right here. He will take him out. And Khalil is not going to take an action here. Springer is going to, or who are we going to do anything with? James is going to recover. Card 1 is Assault, placing a leader on track 1. Card 2 is going to be an Assault, placing a level 3 in there. And our last card of the game is Assault, placing a level 3 on track on black on the right flank. Right there. Okay, so somehow we've survived to this point. Alright, so I think it's going to go recover. And Dustman's going to shoot at the Rifleman in there. He will knock him out. Recover. And recover. But that'll bring us into the attacker phase, but the game ends. So we managed to draw the game. So we did get a draw. We'll see how many we can score on this. We score points equal to the morale track, so that's 3 plus 0. 2 complete if we completed the... We didn't complete either of those objectives, so we will end up with 2 victory points for a minor victory. So that'll do it for this playthrough of Lanzerath Ridge by DVG. Before we sign off, as usual, we're going to crack the latest calendar entry in the Advent calendar. Today is the 16th. We will find number 16 entry being right here. This one will almost certainly give me a fit from the looks of it, but let's see what we've got in here. Oop. Looks like we've got some sword props in here. Okay, looks like we've got a pair of what look like spear props of some kind. I don't know what these are for. Maybe just like keychain decorations or something. I don't know. Maybe something tomorrow will shed a little bit more light on that. But that'll do it for this playthrough of Lanzerath Ridge. Now, I was planning a DVG day, but man, this game took a lot longer than I thought it would. And I do need to run a couple errands today as well. So I'm going to have a think about what I want to do. I was also planning on getting out Castle Itter. What else did I have in mind? Castle Itter, I've got to look back in my closet to see what I had in mind, because I know I had a plan for this. Oh, Castle Itter, Soldiers and Postmen's Uniforms, and there was one more game I was planning to get out. By Stealth and Sea. I don't know if I'm going to... I'll think about it, but I'll hold close to the vest what I'm actually doing with that. Man, this was a long game, though. So I'm going to think about what I want to do a little bit... I'll think about what I want to do. We'll be back with something a little bit later. Thank you for watching the video. Please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to turn on notifications so you get my content. Be well, stay safe, take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and I'll be back with more videos in the future. Until then, take care, everyone.